Well, a class action lawsuit has been filed against Uber on behalf of its drivers. Now, the suit argues that Uber drivers should be classified as full-time employees and not contractors. Lior Samfiru is the lawyer handling the suit, and he joins me now. Lior, nice to see you as always, sir.
Good morning.
All right. First off, what's the genesis of this lawsuit? Is there is there true unrest among a significant amount of Uber drivers?
There's been unrest for a while. Back in November, Uber reduced unilaterally the compensation for a significant portion of their drivers. That made people very unhappy, and it brought to light the frustrations that many have felt with Uber controlling the entire process, with Uber dictating everything, changing things on a dime, and the individuals themselves, who are supposed to be self-employed, really having no say about anything. And that's what brought this all to light and brought this claim forward.
Okay, your argument is they're not independent contractors, should be treated more like full-time employees. But do most Uber drivers not do this part-time as something to kind of supplement their income?
Well, we're saying they're employees, whether full-time or part-time. We've all had part-time jobs, and we were still employees with all the legal protections that are available to employees. And a lot of these Uber drivers, in fact, as you've said, drive part-time between other jobs. But that does not change the nature of the relationship and the fact that they're dependent wholly and completely, while they're working for Uber, on Uber. And because of that, we say that there are employees, and there have been tribunals around the world, in the US and in Europe, that have already found that. And we think that certainly in Ontario, with employment laws protecting employees and being generous to employees, the result would be the same.
Okay, I wanted to ask you about that because obviously I think there's been suits like this, similar suits filed in several U.S. states, but here in Canada, and you mentioned in Ontario, there's greater worker rights. So do you think that this suit has got more of a chance in this country?
We do, and I think that this is not an Uber problem only. This is a problem that's quite extensive, and a lot of individuals are misclassified as contractors. And if you think about it, why would you ever hire an employee if you could hire a contractor? No one ever would. The law's smarter than that. That's why the law says we're going to decide whether you're an employee or contractor, irrespective of what you may actually think. One of the things to consider here, one of the terms that Uber imposes on its drivers, if you have a dispute, maybe we underpaid you yesterday, you have to go and arbitrate this in the Netherlands. The net effect of that is Uber can do whatever it wants because no one's going to go to the Netherlands to arbitrate it. Again, more of an indication that these people are not treated properly and should have the protection of employees.
Okay, let's talk about the bigger picture here, and I think you've hit on a couple of things in our discussion, and first and foremost is the economy and where it seems to be going. It seems as if, you're right, employers are shying away from full-time jobs, more part-time and contract work. Yeah. But is that wrong if the employee grants that wish or finds those terms to be acceptable?
And the problem with that is it's a slippery slope. If every employer says, at your restaurants, at your auto manufacturers, we're only hiring independent contractors. If people agree, does that really make them independent contractors? Probably not. Individuals are going to agree to anything if they need the job. That's where the law comes in. And that's where the law says, well, wait a second. If you look like an employee and you act like an employee, then you're an employee. And because of that, you have all these protections that the law provides. So as you've said, it's not just about Uber. It's a much bigger issue. And in this economy, it's very common.
Okay, just finally, this is also about the sharing economy as well. If this lawsuit is successful, you would have to think that Uber rates are going to go up to pay for that, right? And has this got ripple effects, and is it significant for the sharing economy?
It may well be. And if the law dictates that these people are employees, Uber is going to, and the other those companies involved in the sharing economy are going to have to change their model somewhat to accommodate for that. How that's going to impact prices, no one knows. It's a balancing between Uber's right to run its business and the rights of its employees.
Well, it's a $200 million class action lawsuit. It's a number that'll get your attention. Lawyer Lior Samfiru, good to see you this morning.
Thank you.